Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking into something pretty fascinating happening over on YouTube. It's this quiet explosion almost of channels getting huge views with very little content.
It is, yeah. It's kind of why we're talking about these like faceless channels that are just blowing up.
Yeah.
It sort of defies the usual logic for growth.
Totally. Like, get this. One channel, nearly 1.5 million subs with only 36 videos and almost 200 million views.
Right. That ratio is just, it's mind-boggling. Content versus impact.
Yeah, it's not just one. There's another, over 500,000 subscribers, just 24 videos, and a third one, over 800,000 subs, nearly 400 million views. It's nuts.
And the really interesting part, maybe the most surprising bit, is what these videos actually are. They're simple cat videos made entirely with AI images and an AI voiceover.
No fancy cameras, no big production, just AI.
Exactly. It's all about using the text smartly.
So, okay, the big question is, how? How are they actually doing this? That's what we're diving into today. We want to unpack the tools, the steps, basically how they automate almost everything.
Yeah, and figure out that secret, What makes them so viral, and how can anyone maybe tap into this?
Yeah.
Because it seems like a fast-growing area.
Definitely. So what is it? What makes these simple AI cat videos really hook people and rack up all that watch time? It can't just be the novelty of AI, right? Or just, cute cats.
No, I don't think so. That wears off fast.
Exactly. So what's the actual secret sauce? What makes them go truly viral, not just kind of popular?
Well, what seems to make the real difference, the thing that keeps people watching, it's the emotional storytelling that's buried in the script. That's the core thing setting them apart.
Emotional storytelling in a cat video.
Yeah. Think about it. You're not just seeing random cat clips. You're following a little journey. Maybe the cat's, I don't know, overcoming a tiny fear or finding something cool or just having a little adventure.
Ah, okay. So it connects with people.
Right. And that connection gets them watching longer.
Yeah.
And we know, everyone knows, more watch time is the #1 factor for going viral on YouTube. These channels nail that watch time because the stories resonate.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Storytelling is key. But consistently coming up with those emotional stories, isn't that hard? Especially if you want to make a lot of videos. You mentioned this niche is growing fast, too.
That's a fair point, the consistency thing. But that's actually where the AI comes in clutch, simplifying it. And yeah, the niche is growing super fast.
So a real opportunity, then.
A big opportunity, yeah, for new creators to jump in and grow pretty quickly. And the amazing part is these videos are actually, surprisingly easy to make. You really don't need any previous experience.
No experience needed. Wow. Okay, so let's say someone listening wants to jump in. Where do they start? How do you even set up a channel that looks decent? Especially if you're using AI for, everything. Name, logo, the works.
Right, the setup. First things first, the channel identity. You can actually kick things off with ChatGPT for the name. Just ask it something like, generate 5 channel name ideas for a channel in the cat shorts niche. Usually gives you some pretty good creative starting points that fit the theme.
Simple enough. And the channel description. You want that to sound good, but also work for, YouTube search, right? SEO.
Exactly. And you can stick with the same ChatGPT chat. Ask it to write a humane and SEO-optimized channel description.
Humane. What do you mean by humane there?
Just means it sounds like a real person wrote it, Natural, relatable, not robotic. The trick is to copy and paste the channel name you picked right into that prompt. Then ChatGPT tailors the description, makes it sound friendly, but also hits those keywords.
Smart. Okay, streamlining the setup. Now, the logo, that visual hook, how do you get a good AI image for that?
Still in ChatGPT, same chat ideally.
Yeah.
Ask it to create a detailed logo image prompt based on the channel name and description. Keep it all consistent.
Right, get the text prompt first.
Yep. Then you take that prompt over to an AI image generator. Leonardo AI is a really good one for this.
Leonardo AI. Okay. Any specific settings in there for a logo?
Yeah, a couple of key things. Use its text-to-image feature, obviously. Set the model to Leonardo Phoenix. It tends to give pretty consistent, high-quality results, which is what you want.
Okay, Phoenix model.
Then set the dimensions to 1:1. That gives you the square aspect ratio, perfect for YouTube profile pics.
Got it.
Paste in your prompts from ChatGPT, hit generate. Maybe generate a few batches to get options. It's super quick, 30 seconds maybe.
Nice. Any tips for the prompt itself for a logo?
Yeah, good point. For logos, simpler is often better. You want something clear and recognizable even when it's small. So maybe avoid prompts that are too complex or cluttered.
Makes sense. And then getting that name description logo onto YouTube, that's the easy
Oh,
way.
yeah. Dead simple. Just uploading those assets into your YouTube channel setup. Very straightforward. The real focus, like we said, needs to be the content.
Right, back to the core. Emotional storytelling is the key. But how do you consistently create those compelling cat adventure stories, especially if you want to scale up and make lots of videos?
Well, this is where the script is it's everything. A really solid script is probably the most important piece if you want that viral potential.
Yeah.
It's the foundation, right? For the visuals, the voice, the pacing, everything hangs on it.
So getting that script right is crucial. How do you use ChatGPT for that effectively? Is there like a magic prompt?
There actually is a pretty specific prompt that seems engineered to work really well for this. You ask it to create a compelling and humane script for a short YouTube video about a cat going on an emotional adventure.
Compelling and humane again. So natural sounding, relatable emotions.
Exactly. And the brilliant thing about this prompt is it seems to generate a unique, original script every single time. So you basically have an endless supply of video ideas.
Wow. Okay, so you just ask it to generate a new one.
Yep. And boom, a fresh story. Same core emotional elements, same structure usually, but a totally new narrative. Like, one might be about a cat finding a hidden spot in the garden, feeling curious, then happy. The next could be, I don't know, a cat gets briefly lost, feels scared, then finds its way home, feeling relieved.
That's incredible. It solves that consistency problem we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got this great script. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. How do you turn that text into an actual video without needing like a bunch of different expensive tools or editing skills?
Right. This is where a tool like Clippy AI comes in.
Yeah.
It seems almost perfect for this specific task. You can create the video in literally minutes, and you need basically zero prior knowledge.
Zero knowledge.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It bundles everything together. Normally, you'd need a separate text-to-image tool and a separate AI voiceover tool. Those often cost, what, $15–20 each a month. Clippy AI does it all in one place.
Okay, that's a huge plus. Saves money, saves time juggling tools. So walk me through it. How does it work inside Clippy once you have your ChatGPT script?
So inside Clippy, you choose the AI story video feature. Then you just copy your script, the good emotional one from ChatGPT, and paste it into Clippy's script area.
Does Clippy have its own scriptwriter?
It does, yeah. But honestly, for the best results, using your custom-tuned ChatGPT script is probably the way to go. You've already refined the emotion there.
Gotcha. Use a better script. Then what?
Then you pick your video style.
Yeah.
Cinematic usually looks great for these story-driven things. But they have other options too, like anime or ultra-realism, comic book, whatever fits your channel's vibe.
Cinematic sounds good. And the voice, does it generate that too?
Oh yeah, automatically. You can choose from a bunch of really high-quality voices, like the Matilda voice is pretty popular. And you can even tweak settings like stability and similarity to fine-tune the tone, make sure it carries that emotion from the script.
Nice. Voice style, then visuals.
Then you hit generate for the visuals.
Dann klingt
It
das.
just does it. It creates scenes based on each line of your script, automatically generating the images. You don't have to fuss with image prompts for every single scene.
Whoa.
Yeah, it handles that integration. And the images are usually pretty consistent, pretty high quality, and match the story pretty well.
That sounds incredibly efficient. But what if it messes up an image? Like you said cat video, but suddenly there's a dog or a person in one scene or the background's wrong.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes with AI.
Yeah.
But Clippy has a fix for that built right in, which is super useful.
Oh.
It has its own image generator within the editor. So if one image is off, you select that scene, maybe use a template for the scene type, then you type in a specific prompt for just that image, like fluffy ginger cat sleeping on a sunny windowsill or whatever.
Ah, so you can override it.
Exactly. You enter your prompt, hit regenerate, and it swaps out just that one bad image. Keeps the rest of the video intact. It's a really smooth way to fix little errors without starting over.
That's fantastic. Okay, so it handles the core creation really well, but
Yeah.
you mentioned those final touches are what elevate it, right? Connecting it to the bigger picture of virality, music, captions, that polish.
Precisely. The AI gets you maybe 90% there, but the final 10% makes a huge difference. Background music is definitely key for mood.
How do you add that in Clippy?
You just go to the background menu. They have a built-in music library with tracks like Exploration Time, stuff like that, which fits adventures, or you can upload your own music.
Okay. And the volume. Don't want it drowning out the voice.
Crucial point. Yeah, set the volume low. Around 20% is usually good. Just enough to add atmosphere, not compete with the narration.
Good tip. Anything else on the audio side?
Well, there's a playback speed setting. You can tweak it slightly, maybe set it to 1.1. It just subtly speeds the whole video up, makes it feel a bit pacier, which works really well for short-form content. Keeps the energy up.
Nice little tweak. Okay, what about captions? Super important, especially for shorts.
Absolutely vital. So there's a captions menu. Clippy has a bunch of pre-made styles you can just pick from. Gives it a nice look.
Can you customize them?
Oh yeah, tons of customization in the caption settings. Change the position. I kind of like moving them a bit lower so you see more of the image. Adjust the size, font, case, color, the highlight color when the word is spoken.
Wow, really detailed.
You can even add like a stroke or outline. Setting the thickness to maybe +15 makes the text really pop against the background, add shadows, adjust blur. You can really dial them in for readability and style.
That level of control is great. Any other cool visual things, little extra bits?
Yeah, a couple of neat touches. There's a particles feature. You turn it on, and it adds these subtle little particles kind of floating across the screen,
Yeah.
like dust motes and sunlight almost. Adds a nice bit of visual texture.
Oh, cool.
There's a sound effects toggle. If you enable that, it automatically adds little sounds on transitions, maybe for specific actions too. Makes it feel more alive, more immersive.
Fantastic. Okay, so now you have this polished, AI-generated, emotionally resonant cat video. Music, captions, effects, the whole 9 yards. How do you make sure YouTube actually shows it to people? How do you optimize for that viral reach?
Right, uploading is just the start. Optimization is key. So standard upload process into YouTube Studio first.
Okay.
But then the title and hashtags. That's your bait for the algorithm and for viewers scrolling.
And we're using AI for that too, I assume, to get those really catchy titles.
You bet. Back to ChatGPT, but open a new chat. This is important. Gives it a fresh slate.
No chat, right.
Paste your entire video script into it. Let it really understand the story. Then ask it something like, create 3 scroll-stopping video titles based on the script above.
Scroll stopping, I like that.
Yeah, you need titles that grab attention instantly in that fast feed. Pick the best one, paste it into YouTube Studio.
Makes total sense to feed it the whole script for context. Okay, hashtags. How do you know those for SEO?
Stay in that same ChatGPT chat where you just did the titles. Now ask it, create a list of highly relevant and SEO-optimized video hashtags based on the video script and title above.
Using all that context.
Exactly. But here's a key tip. Only copy the first 3 or 4 hashtags from the list it gives you.
Why only 3 or 4?
Because on YouTube Shorts especially, long titles can cut off the space for hashtags. You want the most important ones visible right next to the title. So grab those top few, paste them after your title in YouTube Studio. Maybe add a space so it looks clean.
Got it. First few are most important. Okay, almost there. Any final settings in YouTube before hitting publish?
Just the standard checks, really. Make sure you set it as not made for kids. Select the right option under altered content you need to disclose the AI use.
Right, transparency.
Check it's fully monetizable, no copyright issues, assuming you used Clippy's music in your own script. Then visibility to public and hit publish.
And that's it, a potentially viral video built largely with AI ready to go.
Pretty much. Following that structured process.
That was quite the journey. From spotting this viral niche to using AI for literally almost every step, naming logo, script, video, voice, music, captions, even the YouTube title and tags. It's amazing how accessible this makes creating potentially massive content.
It really is. It democratizes it in a way. And like we said, this specific niche AI story videos, it's still growing fast. So the opportunity is definitely there right now for people to jump in. It doesn't feel saturated yet.
No, it seems wide open. It really makes you think, though, doesn't it, about how powerful and easy to use these AI tools are becoming. I mean, creating sophisticated videos with, as you said, zero knowledge.
Yeah.
What does that mean for the future of content creation? When automation handles so much of the technical stuff and even some of the creative, like generating story ideas, does it lower the bar in a good way, letting more people tell stories, or it's definitely something to chew on. What happens to human creativity when AI gets this good at mimicking emotion and narrative?